Hello, this is Miss Sanders coming to you with another video, and this is Constant of Proportionality, Section B. During your morning workout, you run for 20 seconds. For every 3 seconds, you sprint. So this is the beginning information, and I see that we're comparing two things: how far we run, which is 20 seconds, to how far we sprint, which in this problem is 3 seconds. So now I'm going to read A. Determine the constant of proportionality. So I need to know the constant of proportionality, which is K, for the ratio between the number of seconds that you run, so here we go, and the number of seconds you sprint. And they gave it to me in that order. They gave it to me run, then sprint. So that's the order that I'm going to put it in. K equals running over sprinting. So now let me write my constant of proportionality. Running in the problem took 20 seconds, and sprinting in the problem took 3 seconds. I cannot simplify this, so that is my answer. The constant of proportionality is 20 over 3. Now let's look at B. We're going to write a proportion to show the relationship between the number of seconds you run, and notice how I'm color coding, and the number of seconds that you sprint, and the constant of proportionality. So whenever they tell me I need a proportion, I naturally think I need a ratio equals a ratio. They told me my first ratio needs to be the number of seconds that I run over the number of seconds that I sprint, or the relationship of it. Then the second proportion, they told me I needed the constant of proportionality. If you look at the top, the very previous question that we did, the constant of proportionality was 20 for running and 3 for sprinting. So my ratio is run over sprint equals 20 over 3, or R over S equals 20 over 3. And I want to write that again so you can see it both ways. R and 20, S and 3. So either proportion is correct. So now let's look at the very last one. This one is going to be a little bit more difficult, but you can do it. Just follow me. It's saying rewrite the proportion as an equation. So now we're going from a proportion to an equation. And we're going to represent the number of seconds that you run and the number of seconds that you sprint. So let's first start with the proportion that we created earlier. So that proportion was R over S equals 20 over 3. Now, if I have an equation, that means that I have to have one variable by itself. A proportion is an equation, but we want to solve for one variable. They're asking us to represent the number of seconds you run. So running is the variable that we want by itself, which means that we have to do the inverse operation to get rid of S. Well, S is on the bottom, which means it's division. In order to get rid of division, you have to multiply. So I'm going to multiply by S on both sides, which means that cancels. And I am left with R, which is what I want. And then on this side, I am left with 20 over 3 because nothing happened to it. But now that ratio is now multiplied times S. This is my new equation. R equals 20 over 3 times S. So try this with the other problems. And remember, I'm always here for help, tutorials, lunch, and after school. Can't wait to see what you come up with.